Namaste, and once again welcome back to a new mathematics session. Today we shall discuss the general equation of a straight line. Any equation of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a and b are not both 0, is called the general form of a straight line. Okay, now we shall discuss different forms of general equation of a line. That means the different forms of ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. We know the slope intercept form. What is the slope intercept form? Y is equal to mx plus c. We can consider this general equation ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. And from this equation we can write by is equal to minus ax minus c. And on dividing by b, here remember one thing, b is not equal to 0. Then only we can reduce like this. So y is equal to minus a by b x, then minus c by b. Now we can compare these two. Y is equal to mx plus c. Here y is equal to minus a by b x minus c by b. And from this we can write the slope is equal to minus a by b, and y-intercept is equal to minus c divided by b, or m is equal to minus a by b and small letter c is equal to minus capital C by capital B. Okay, now we can consider another situation. If b is equal to 0, if b equal to 0, what happens? Our general equation reduces to ax plus c is equal to 0. That is ax is equal to minus c and x is equal to minus c divided by a. That means it is a vertical line. X equal to a is a line which is parallel to y axis, or we can say it is a vertical line. So x equal to minus c by a is a vertical line or a perpendicular line which intersect the x axis at the point minus c by a. That means x-intercept is minus c by a, and we cannot define the slope. The slope is undefined. Here x-intercept is minus c by a and the slope is undefined. Because it is a vertical line, so theta will be equal to 90 degree and tan 90 degree is not defined, infinity or not defined. Okay, that's why the slope is undefined. Okay. Next one is intercept form. We have already learned the intercept form, and it is x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. We can reduce the equation. Equation only implies ax plus by. First of all we can write which is equal to minus c. Now we can divide the entire equation by minus c, dividing by minus c. So we get ax divided by minus c plus by divided by minus c, which is equal to minus c divided by minus c, we get 1. Now we can rearrange this one. This can be written as x by minus c by a, then plus y by minus c by b, which is equal to 1. And what we can conclude? Here is of the form x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. So x-intercept is minus c by a and y-intercept is minus c by b. Okay. Now the next one is normal form. Normal form. We know the normal form is x cos omega plus y sin omega is equal to p. From equation 1 we can write ax plus by is equal to minus c. Here both the equations are same, and therefore we can write A by cos omega is equal to B by sin omega is equal to minus C by P. That is the ratio of the coefficients is same. Okay. Now we can equate first and last and second and last. That is A by cos omega is equal to minus C by P, which implies cos omega is equal to minus AP by C. Okay. And from second and last, we can write B by sin omega is equal to minus C divided by P. And on cross multiplication, we get sin omega is equal to BP divided by minus C, or minus BP divided by C. We know the identity sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Here, now sin square omega plus cos square omega is equal to 1, which implies minus BP by C the whole square plus minus AP by C the whole square is equal to 1. And on squaring we get B square divided by C square into P square, or B square P square divided by C square, then plus A square P square divided by C square equal to 1. Here the denominator is common, that we can cross multiply. B square P square plus A square P square is equal to C square. Here P square is common, so P square into A square plus B square is equal to C square, or P square is equal to C square divided by A square plus B square. Therefore we can write P is equal to plus or minus C by root of A square plus B square. So the perpendicular distance P is given by P is equal to plus or minus C by root of A square plus B square. Okay. Now we can find cos omega and sin omega. We have cos omega is equal to minus AP by C. First of all, we can square. Cos square omega is equal to A square P square divided by C square. That is cos square omega is equal to A square by C square into the value of P square is C square divided by A square plus B square. These two values we can cancel. Cos square omega is equal to A square divided by A square plus B square, and which implies cos omega is equal to plus or minus A by root of A square plus B square. Similarly, we can find the value of sin omega. Here sin omega is equal to minus BP by C. Again we can square on both sides. Sin square omega is equal to B square P square divided by C square. That is sin square omega is equal to B square by C square into P square is C square by A square plus B square. Again we can cancel C square, and we get sin square omega is equal to B square divided by A square plus B square, and therefore sin omega is equal to plus or minus B by root of A square plus B square. So what we can conclude is cos omega is equal to plus or minus A by root A square plus B square. Sin omega is equal to plus or minus B by root of A square plus B square. And P is equal to plus or minus C by root of A square plus B square. Okay. Next is the condition of two lines to be parallel or perpendicular. Okay, we can consider two lines. A1x plus B1y plus C1 is equal to 0, and A2x plus B2y plus C2 is equal to 0. Let it be the equations of two lines, general equations of two lines. Okay. Then if these two lines are parallel, if a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2. Then the second is two lines are perpendicular if a1 a2 plus b1 b2 is equal to 0. So if the lines are parallel, then a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2, and the lines are perpendicular if a1 a2 plus b1 b2 is equal to 0. And the next one is distance of a point from a line. Distance of a point from a line. It means the perpendicular distance of a point from a line. Okay. So here we can consider the equation as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, and the corresponding point as x1 comma y1. Okay. If you draw the figure look like this. This is a line, and if we consider a point p of x1 comma y1, this distance is called the perpendicular distance of a point from a line. Here this line is, equation of this line is what? Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. If we connect with the axis, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay, so here the distance PQ is given by, it is denoted by small letter d. The perpendicular distance d is equal to modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by root of a square plus b square. The distance of a point from a line is given by d is equal to modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by root of a square plus b square. Okay. Now the next one is distance between two parallel lines. Distance between two parallel lines. So if the two lines are given in general form, ax plus by plus c1 is equal to 0, and ax plus by plus c2 is equal to 0. Then the distance d is given by modulus of c1 minus c2 divided by square root of a square plus b square. This is the formula to find the distance between two parallel lines. D is equal to modulus of c1 minus c2 divided by root of a square plus b square. Okay. Now we shall discuss the problems from exercise 10.3. Let's move on to the topic. Here the first question is, reduce the following equations into slope-intercept form and find their slopes and the y-intercept. We know the slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus c. Here we want to find y-intercept and slope. Okay. First sub question is x plus 7y is equal to 0. So first of all we can change it into slope-intercept form. That means y is equal to mx plus c form. 7y is equal to minus x plus 0. Or we can write y is equal to minus 1 by 7x plus 0. And from this we can write slope is equal to minus 1 by 7 and y-intercept is 0. Okay, we can compare this to y is equal to mx plus c. What we get is slope is equal to minus 1 by 7 and y-intercept is 0. Okay, and the second one is 6x plus 3y minus 5 is equal to 0. From this we can write 3y is equal to minus 6x plus 5, or y is equal to minus 6 by 3x plus 5 by 3. That is y is equal to minus 2x plus 5 by 3. Again we can compare y equal to mx plus c. So m or the slope is equal to minus 2 and y-intercept is what? 5 by 3. And the third one is y is equal to 0. It's very simple. So this can be written as y is equal to 0 x plus 0. And from this we can write slope is equal to 0 and y-intercept is also 0. Clear? Here the second question is, reduce the following equations into intercept form and find their intercept on the axis. That means intercept form means x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. So we have to reduce these equations in that form and we have to write the intercept also. We can consider the first one. First one is 3x plus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. First of all, we can take this number to right side. 3x plus 2y is equal to 12. And we can divide the entire equation by 12. Divide by 12. That is 3x by 12 plus 2y by 12 is equal to 12 by 12 is 1. 3 and 12 can cancel 4. 2 and 12 6. So x by 4 plus y by 6 is equal to 1. And from this we can write x intercept is 4 and y intercept is 6. Okay. Second one is 4x minus 3y is equal to 6. Here we can divide by 6. So 4x by 6 minus 3y by 6 is equal to 1. 2 by 3. Here 1 by 2. And this can be written as x by 3 by 2. Then plus y by minus 2. Which is equal to 1. On taking reciprocal, 2 goes on to the numerator. Okay. Here plus into minus, minus. Right. And here x intercept is 3 by 2 and y intercept is minus 2. Okay. And the last one is 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. From this we can write 3y equal to minus 2 and y equal to minus 2 by 3. We know y is equal to a is a line which is parallel to x-axis. That means the line doesn't touches the x-axis. So there will be no intercept with the x-axis. And y equal to minus 2 by 3 means the line passes through the point minus 2 by 3 on the y-axis. That means y-intercept is minus 2 by 3. Okay. Therefore, y-intercept is minus 2 by 3 and no intercept with the x-axis. Clear? Now we move on to third question. Reduce the following equations into normal form. That is x cos omega plus y sin omega is equal to p. Okay. Find their perpendicular distances from the origin and the angle between perpendicular and positive x-axis. That means we have to find the values of p and omega. Okay. First of all, we can take the first one. That is x minus root 3y plus 8 is equal to 0. First step is we have to take the number to the right side. That is x minus root 3y is equal to minus 8. If the value of p is negative, then we have to make it as positive. For that we can multiply the entire equation by minus 1. So multiplying throughout by minus 1, we get minus x plus root 3y is equal to 8. Consider this as equation number 1. Okay. Now we have to find the value of root a square plus b square. Here the value of a is minus 1. So minus 1 square, it is 1. Then root 3 square. Root 3 square is 3. So we get root 4 which is equal to 2. Next we have to divide the equation. That means equation 1 by this number. That is root of a square plus b square. Here it is 2. Okay. So divide equation 1 by 2. So we get minus 1 by 2x plus root 3 by 2y is equal to 8 by 2. 8 by 2 is 4. After this step, we have to compare this to the normal form, that is x cos omega plus y sin omega is equal to p. And what we get is cos omega is equal to minus 1 by 2, sin omega is equal to root 3 by 2, and the value of p is 4. Here it is 1 by 2, then we can write the angle as how much? 60 degree. Sin omega root 3 by 2. Okay, 60 degree. But cos is negative and sin is positive. So we have to check the quadrant also. Cos value is negative, sin value is positive. So it will lies in the second quadrant. And in order to get the value in the second quadrant, we can use the formula pi minus theta. That means 180 minus theta. And if it is in the third quadrant, then we can use the format pi plus theta. And if it lies in the fourth quadrant, then we can use 2 pi minus theta. These are the rules we have to follow. Okay. So in order to get the angle in the second quadrant, we can write pi minus theta. Here theta means the angle we identified using this value, that is root 3 by 2. Sin 60 degrees is root 3 by 2. And cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2. So we can replace theta by that particular number, 60 degree. Okay. So here cos theta is negative and sin theta is positive. Clearly we can say it will lies in the second quadrant. And here the angle is 60 degrees. So what we can write is, therefore omega is equal to pi minus theta. Pi means 180. So 180 degree minus 60 degree, and that will be equal to 120 degree. So the perpendicular distance is 4 and omega is, the angle is 120 degree. Now we can write the normal form. Normal form is x cos omega. So x cos 120 degree plus y sin omega. Y sin 120 degree, which is equal to p. P is 4. This is the normal form of the equation of the line. Okay. Now we can consider the second one. Y minus 2 is equal to 0. So y minus 2 equal to 0 implies y is equal to 2. Here there is no term involving x. So what we can write is 0x plus y is equal to 2. And here the value of a square plus b square is root a square plus b square is what? 1. 0 square plus 1 square. And that will be equal to 1. So there will be no change in this equation. We get what? 0x plus y is equal to 2. And we can directly write cos omega is equal to 0, sin omega is equal to 1, and p is equal to 2. And from this we can write the value of omega as 90 degree. We all know cos 90 is equal to 0 and sin 90 is equal to 1. So the value of omega is 90 degree, and therefore the equation is, normal form is what? X cos 90 degree plus y sin 90 degree is equal to 2. Okay. And the third one is x minus y is equal to 4. Here first we can find a square plus b square. Here it is 1 square plus minus 1 square. That is root 2. We can divide the equation by root 2. So equation 1 divided by root 2 implies 1 by root 2 x minus 1 by root 2 y is equal to 4 by root 2. And this can be written as 2 root 2. 4 can be written as 2 into 2. 1 2 get cancelled. So we get what? 2 root 2. And from this we can write cos omega is equal to 1 by root 2. Sin omega is equal to minus 1 by root 2. And p is equal to 2 root 2. Okay. Here cos omega is positive and sin omega is negative. We know cos theta is positive in fourth quadrant and in fourth quadrant sin theta is negative. And by our rule, we can write 2 pi minus theta. Okay. Here 1 by root 2 correspond to 45 degree. So 2 pi minus theta means 360 minus 45 degree. Okay. Therefore omega is equal to 360 degree minus 45 degree, which gives 315 degree. And therefore the normal form is x cos 315 degree plus y sin 315 degree is equal to 2 root 2. Clear? Here the next question is, find the distance of the point minus 1 comma 1. So we can consider the point minus 1 comma 1 as x1 comma y1. From the line, the equation of line is 12 into x plus 6 equal to 5 into y minus 2. First of all, we can reduce it into standard form. Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. For that we can multiply 12x plus 72 is equal to 5y minus 10. That is 12x minus 5y plus 72 plus 10 is equal to 0. Or 12x minus 5y plus 82 is equal to 0. From this we can write the values of a, b, c. A equal to 12, b is equal to minus 5 and c is equal to 82. Now we can put it in the formula. The distance d is equal to modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by root of a square plus b square. That is d is equal to modulus of ax1 12 into minus 1. 12 into minus 1 plus by1 minus 5 into plus 1. Then plus c. The value of c is 82. Divided by root of a square plus b square. 12 square plus minus 5 the whole square. Which is equal to modulus of minus 12 minus 5 plus 82 divided by root of 144 plus 25. And which is equal to modulus of minus 17 plus 82 divided by root of 169. And 82 minus 17. 82 minus 17 is 65. Modulus of 65 is 65 divided by root 169, it is 30. And 16 by 13 is 5. So 5 units. The distance is 5 units. Okay. Next one, find the points on the x-axis whose distances from the line x by 3 plus y by 4 equal to 1 are 4 units. Distance is given. We have to find the points on x-axis. We know the points on x-axis are of the form x comma 0. On x-axis, y coordinate is 0. Okay. So here we can consider the point as x comma 0. Let x comma 0 be the point on x-axis. So this can be treated as x1, y1. And the equation of line is x by 3 plus y by 4 is equal to 1. And on cross multiplication we get 4x plus 3y divided by 12 is equal to 1. Or we can write 4x plus 3y is equal to 12. 4x plus 3y minus 12 is equal to 0. That is a is equal to 4, b is equal to 3 and c is equal to minus 12. And the distance d is given as 4 units. We know the formula. D is equal to modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c divided by root of a square plus b square. Here we can replace the known values. D is 4. So 4 is equal to modulus of ax1. 4 into, here x1 is x. So 4x plus by1. 3 into 0. It is 0. Then plus c. C is minus 12. Divided by root of a square plus b square. Here it is 4 and 3. So 4 square plus 3 square. Okay. That is 4 is equal to 4x minus 12. Modulus of 4x minus 12 divided by 16 plus 9. Root of 16 plus 9. Which implies 4 is equal to modulus of 4x minus 12 divided by root 25. Or we can write 4 is equal to modulus of 4x minus 12 divided by 5. Root 25 is 5. Now we can cross multiply this one. Modulus of 4x minus 12 is equal to 20. On taking the modulus, we can write 4x minus 12 as plus or minus 20. It can be positive or negative according to the value of x. It's depend on the value of x. Okay. So 4x minus 12 is equal to 20, or we can write 4x minus 12 is equal to minus 20. That is 4x is equal to 20 plus 12, or 4x is equal to minus 20 plus 12. That is 4x is equal to 32, or 4x is equal to minus 8. X equal to 32 divided by 4, or x equal to minus 8 divided by 4. That is x is equal to 8, or x equal to minus 2. So the values of x are 8 or minus 2. Therefore we can write the required point as, therefore the required points, that means the points on x-axis. Points are 8, 0 and minus 2, 0. Okay. Next one is find the distance between parallel lines. Pair of lines are given, parallel lines are given. We have to find the distance between them. We have the formula d is equal to modulus of c1 minus c2 divided by root a square plus b square. Okay. Let us take the first one. 15x plus 8y minus 34 is equal to 0. And 15x plus 8y plus 31 is equal to 0. D is equal to modulus of c1 minus c2 divided by root of a square plus b square. That is modulus of c1 is minus 34, then minus c2 is 31 divided by root of a is 15 and b is 8. 15 square plus 8 square. Or we can write d is equal to modulus of minus 65 divided by root of 225 plus 64. After changing the modulus, we get 65 root of 289. It is 17. So 65 divided by 17 units. The distance between these two parallel lines is 65 by 17 units. Okay. And the next one is, second one is L into x plus y plus p is equal to 0 and L into x plus y minus r is equal to 0. First we can rearrange this one. Lx plus ly plus p is equal to 0 and Lx plus ly minus r equal to 0. D is equal to modulus of c1 minus c2, that is p minus minus r, p plus r divided by root of L square plus L square. Modulus of p plus r divided by root of 2L square. Or we can write 1 by root 2 into modulus of p plus r divided by L. Root L square is equal to L. That we can write in the modulus. Because distance is positive, so we have to take the positive value only. So distance is equal to 1 by root 2 into modulus of p plus r divided by L units. Okay. Next question is find equation of the line parallel to the line 3x minus 4y plus 2 is equal to 0. So the given line is 3x minus 4y plus 2 is equal to 0. Passing through the point minus 2, 3. The point is given minus 2, 3. First of all, we can find the slope of the given line. For that, we can rearrange this one. This can be written as 4y equal to 3x plus 2. Or y equal to 3 by 4 x plus 2 by 4. that is y is equal to 3 by 4 x plus 1 by 2. Now it is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. Therefore the slope is 3 by 4. We have to find the equation of the line which is parallel to the line. Okay, parallel means slopes are equal. So the required line having the same slope 3 by 4 and passing through the point minus 2 comma 3. That means we have to write the equation of a line passing through the point minus 2 comma 3 with the slope 3 by 4. Okay. So equation of a line passing through minus 2 comma 3 having slope 3 by 4 is y minus y0, that is y minus 3 is equal to m into x minus x0, 3 by 4 into x minus minus 2, that is x plus 2. Here we can cross multiply this 4. So 4 into y minus 3 is equal to 3 into x plus 2. That is 4y minus 12 is equal to 3x plus 6. We can rearrange 3x minus 4y plus 6 plus 12 is equal to 0. That is 3x minus 4y plus 18 is equal to 0. This is the required line. Okay. Here the next question is, find equation of the line perpendicular to the line x minus 7y plus 5 is equal to 0 and having x-intercept 3. X-intercept we denote it by small d, it is 3. Okay. So the given equation is x minus 7y plus 5 is equal to 0. First of all we can find the slope of the given line. So 7y is equal to x plus 5 and y is equal to 1 by 7 x plus 5 by 7. Therefore the slope is 1 by 7. And the required line is perpendicular to the given line. If two lines are perpendicular, then product of slope is equal to minus 1. Or slope of one line is the negative reciprocal of the other. Okay. So slope of the required line will be minus 1 by 1 by 7. That is minus 7. Okay. Negative reciprocal of this slope 1 by 7. It is minus 7. Now we can find the equation of a line. Equation of line with the slope minus 7 and x-intercept 3. 3 is, our formula is y is equal to m into x minus b. Intercept form, x-intercept is given. So y is equal to m into x minus b. Here it is y is equal to minus 7 into x minus 3. That is y is equal to minus 7x plus 21. Or we can write 7x plus y is equal to 21. Or 7x plus y minus 21 is equal to 0. This is the required equation of the line. Clear? Now we move on to question number 9. Find angle between the lines root 3x plus y equal to 1 and x plus root 3 y is equal to 1. First of all, we can find the slope of these two lines. First line is root 3x plus y is equal to 1. So y is equal to minus root 3x plus 1. From this we can write the slope as minus root 3. Let it be m1. Let m1 is equal to minus root 3. Then consider the second one. X plus root 3 y is equal to 1. Root 3 y is equal to minus x plus 1. We can divide throughout by root 3. So y is equal to minus 1 by root 3 x plus 1 by root 3. And let it be m2. Let m2 is equal to minus 1 by root 3. Now we got the slope of two lines. We know tan theta is equal to modulus of m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. This is the formula to find angle between two lines in terms of their slopes. Okay. Now we can replace modulus of m2 minus m1. m2 is minus 1 by root 3, then minus m1. m1 is minus root 3, so plus root 3. Divided by 1 plus m1 m2, root 3 into minus root 3 into minus 1 by root 3. This root 3 and root 3 get cancelled. Here we can cross multiply. Minus 1 plus root 3 into root 3 is 3. Divided by root 3. Then by 1. Then minus into minus plus. 1 plus 1. That is minus 1 plus 3 is 2. 2 by root 3 divided by 2. This 2 and 2 get cancelled. We get 1 by root 3. Modulus of 1 by root 3. That is tan theta is equal to modulus of 1 by root 3. Or we can write tan theta is equal to, after changing the modulus, we can write plus or minus 1 by root 3. That means tan theta can be 1 by root 3 or tan theta is equal to minus 1 by root 3. Tan theta 1 by root 3 implies theta is equal to 30 degree. Second one, tan theta is minus 1 by root 3. That means tan theta is negative. So we can consider the second quadrant. And in order to get the value in the second quadrant, we can write pi minus theta. Okay. That is 180 minus theta. So 180 degree minus 30 degree, which gives 150 degree. So the angles are 30 degree or 150 degree. Okay. So that's all for today. The remaining questions we will discuss in the next class. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Thank you.